Weather for Weather Geeks time, the final edition of June of 2016. It's the final edition of Weather Geeks for the first half of the year, July 1st, tomorrow, believe it or not. We got the 4th of July coming up on Monday with an interesting forecast. We're going to talk about that. But first, it's a good time to review a little bit. Here we are at the end of the month, and boy, kind of a dry month. Now, the numbers aren't all that impressive on the surface. 2.94 inches, a little shy of an inch below average. That's significant, but not crazy, but it's all kind of skewed because of the one wet day we had back on the 16th, where we had 1.44. Aside from that day, we only had an inch and a half of rain officially at the airport for the month of June, and only about a quarter of an inch since that wet day 2 weeks ago. So it's getting dry out there, no doubt. And what a difference a year makes. A pretty dry June this year compared to last June of 2015. The third wettest June on record here in Youngstown. Look at all the wet days we had, particularly early in the month. We ended up at the airport with 9.03 last June. Some parts of Trumbull County around Warren had 11, 12 inches worth of rain last June. So this June has been quite a bit different. All right, let's talk about the drought monitor a little bit. The new update came out today. Not much in the way of change locally. Parts of central and western Ohio got taken out of the abnormally dry category, but here around northeast Ohio, western PA, for most of us, we're kind of in that official abnormally dry zone now. Not in a drought, per se, but we're getting close. They are officially in a drought now up towards the Finger Lakes in New York, and out around Buffalo, and then into parts of New England, from New York City up to Boston. Been a very, very dry spring and early summer. All right, while we're reviewing, here's the first 6 months of the year compared to average temperature-wise. April, the only month that was cooler than average. January was a shade above average. February and March were very warm. May and June, not as significant as February and March, but still, we've been above average temperature-wise each of the last 2 months. All right, today started on a cool note. We started at 49 at the airport this morning. A few backyards were as cool as 46, 47. A lot of 40s and 50s to start the day. And then this afternoon, boy, it was beautiful outside. Temperatures got into the upper 70s to around 80. Low humidity, though. The dew points today in the 40s in late June. That is good stuff. And I think the weekend will be pretty similar. Before we get to the weekend, though, we have a cold front heading our way tomorrow. This is the front that's going to bring a scattering of showers, perhaps a rumble of thunder, starting 10, 11 tomorrow morning. And I think this is all out of here by about 5 in the evening at the latest. So potentially a little unsettled here midday, early afternoon. Then the evening will be just fine. Weekend will be just fine. Now this veil of cloudiness you see on Saturday, probably just some high clouds. No big deal. Still a very nice day. Same idea for Sunday. There could be some high clouds around, especially later on in the day. But it's still going to be a very nice day. All eyes then on a wave of low pressure, which is going to form along this front out to the west. What direction is that going to go? That has big implications for our July 4th forecast. Backing up in one more word about tomorrow, as far as the chances of precipitation, I think they peak around early afternoon and then start to decrease pretty quickly as we head towards dinner time. So if you want to get out, walk the dog, or do anything outdoors, softball, baseball, golf, whatever, Friday evening, you're doing just fine, I think, after 5 o'clock. No problems at all. Rainfall totals, fairly meager. These have trended up a little since yesterday. Some of our modeling here showing close to a quarter of an inch worth of rain. I think a tenth to 2/10 will be a pretty good average for tomorrow. All right, let's talk about the 4th of July weekend. Again, no problem Saturday and Sunday. Very comfortable. Humidity levels rock bottom still Saturday and Sunday. Dew points mostly in the 40s. Now, you'll notice what we've done on Monday. And, I was preaching yesterday, check the forecast often, because this is a fluid situation with the models having a hard time with the placement of that wave of low pressure. What we've done today is restricted the chance for rain Monday until late in the day. Not going to rain in the morning. Probably not going to rain in the afternoon at all. If it rains, it'll be towards evening, and even that is still in doubt. The fireworks downtown Youngstown by the Covelli Center are at 10 o'clock on Monday. There is a chance for rain at that point, but how big of a chance? Right now, I would put it somewhere in the 30 to 40% range. But for the earlier displays this weekend, parades, outdoor things, the weekend looks really good overall. All right, I'm going to switch gears here. I want to show you a couple of the models. We're going to focus mostly on the GFS model here. Here's the GFS model. Monday morning, again, no problems. Here's Monday afternoon, still no rain. Here's Monday evening at 8 p.m. There's our low out across Indiana, warm front through here. And if this were to be exactly right, which isn't likely, but if it were to be exactly right, it may try to rain after sunset Monday evening. Probably not all that heavy. But again, no model's going to be exactly right 3 or 4 days out. So that's kind of the operational GFS. Here's a look at the ensembles. What are there? 21 members of the GFS ensemble, where they take the kind of the parent model, the GFS, tweak its formulas a little bit, the meteorological conditions that are baked into the model, if you will. They tweak them and then run it 21 times, and you get 21 different solutions. This is useful to meteorologists when there's uncertainty in the forecast. You kind of look at each member and see, how likely the main run of the model's ideas are, how likely they are to be right. The overall theme here, this is Monday evening, and you'll notice out of 21 members of the GFS for Monday evening, there's none in the top 2 rows, there's basically none in the 3rd row, and there's only, one in the 4th row here that tries to bring a little rain in by 8 p.m. So confidence is increasing because of what you see here, and some of the other models, such as the European. Confidence is increasing that it's probably not going to rain until late in the day, if that, on Monday. Yesterday's models were a little scary. Today, we're kind of honing in on the idea that if it rains on the 4th, it's towards evening and into the overnight. All right, then it's going to heat up. Check out the temperature departures here after the 4th. Massive ridge of high pressure across the lower 48 states. This is next Wednesday, the 6th. Heat dome, middle of the country, down into the southeast. We'll be on the periphery, but still, it's going to get pretty hot here. Not nearly as hot as it will in places like Kansas. But we could flirt with 90 Wednesday and Thursday of next week, even Friday perhaps. This is next Friday, the 8th. And then the models are pretty consistent, showing a cooling trend the following weekend. Here's Saturday, the 9th, showing that blue ball of cooler air coming down from the north and west and trimming the heat. So it's going to get pretty hot after the 4th for a few days. Probably a few days where we're between 85 and 90 with pretty high humidity as well. All right, thank you for watching the Thursday Night Weather for Weather Geeks. More updates on social media and, of course, on the TV side tonight on 21 News at 11. If you're not by your TV, of course, you can always watch our newscasts on the 21 Storm Tracker app, as well as the regular 21 News app as well.